The former president, Donald Trump, and a current candidate to return as leader of the free world, so this is very newsworthy and noteworthy this morning, is calling to terminate the Constitution. Seriously, the centerpiece of American democracy. In order to overturn the 2020 election and be reinstated to power, the job, of course, hinges upon upholding the Constitution, something he swore on when he became president, and something he touted throughout his four-year term. Let's remind you of that.
We're supposed to protect our country, support our Constitution, and protect our Constitution. In this great chamber, we preserve our glorious inheritance, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. As president, I have no higher duty than to defend the laws and the Constitution of the United States. If you believe in justice, if you believe in freedom, if you believe in peace, then you must cherish the principles of our founding and the text of our Constitution. We will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. We believe in the American Constitution, and we believe in the rule of law. I stand before you today on the heels of a tremendous victory for our nation, our people, and our beloved Constitution.
Beloved Constitution. House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy, who could be the next speaker, hasn't said anything about Trump's calls to terminate the Constitution. At least he hasn't said anything yet. But he has said that on the first day of the Republican-led Congress next year, they will read every single word of the Constitution, something Don reminded me of this morning. Joining us now, CNN senior political analyst John Avlon, CNN anchor and correspondent Audie Cornish. Thank you both for being here. I was actually speechless. I was speechless when I read it, and then watching Republicans try to respond to it on the Sunday shows, and some really came out, I think, in an important way and said that's basically ridiculous.
Yeah. Which is table stakes for constitutional conservatives. Right. I mean, that's kind of required to be one.
You have an interesting take that you think this is a response to his huge loss in the 11th Circuit last week.
It is, but I've been thinking a little more, and I think I'm glad you played the January 6th clip, because that was a good example of Trump doing what he means. There's this whole idea of, do you take Trump literally or seriously? I think we all know now that he says what he means, and when he says these things, to believe it. One of the sort of memos that was unearthed after January 6th revealed that he had a plan to potentially seize voting machines, have the defense secretary go after voting machines. So this kind of language and way of speaking, it goes beyond rhetoric. That's sort of my takeaway at this point.
Yeah. You had an interesting reaction to what you said, January 6th. They played January 6th, right, when we were...
Well, I think beginning that mashup at January 6th just reminds you that people can invoke the Constitution while they're trying to shred it. Look, you know, the reason this matters more than just a typical Trump bleat on Trump, Truth Social isn't just that he's running for president. It's that the people who are still supporting him are backing this. Right, you can't do the separation anymore and say, well, listen to watch what he does, don't listen to what he says. You know, don't take him seriously, not literally. All that, no, you can't say, I support the policies, not the person. If you're backing
a lot of that on the Sunday show.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
So if you're backing Donald Trump today, this is what you are backing. And you automatically give up any right to call yourself a constitutional conservative.
Yeah. Well, this is the
candidate you're backing is threatened to destroy it.
I just want to read this again because as you said, Kevin McCarthy hasn't said anything, and there were people, I think there were too few Republicans who were saying, there were some, but there were too few Republicans who were saying, and then Kevin McCarthy said, on the very first day of the new Republican-led Congress, we will read every single word of the Constitution aloud from the floor of the House, something that hasn't been done in years.
Yeah, that's from a week ago, and it sounds like he knows it needs to be done because the leader of the party doesn't really believe in it. You know, one thing to think about is we're talking about high-level Republicans, establishment Republicans, and how they respond. If you sort through the sort of conspiracy patois of who Trump's trying to signal, one of the things they believe is that the elites collude to undermine the Constitution and have subverted the election. If you believe this entire line of thinking and go all the way down the rabbit hole, then what he says on Truth Social is perfectly in line with your worldview, that something has been done, it's corrupt, and therefore you should, by any means necessary, as we learned on January 6th, seek to correct it.
Let's listen, guys, for a moment, just to how some Republican lawmakers responded on the Sunday shows. Here they were.
Well, obviously, I don't support that. The Constitution is set for a reason, to protect the rights of every American. And so I certainly don't endorse that language or that sentiment.
It's certainly not consistent with the oath that we all take. First of all, I vehemently disagree with the statement that Trump has made.
You got to accept exact fact from fantasy, and fantasy is that we're going to suspend the Constitution and go backwards. We're moving forward.
What's also interesting, John, you heard in the Trump mashup we played where he focused on the text of the Constitution. This Constitution is so important to the textualists that Trump wants to see win in the Supreme Court constantly, right? Just all of it.
Yeah, all of it. Look, I mean, when Trump reads the word Constitution, it's like he's translating it from a foreign language in the teleprompter. So let's not take his teleprompter language too seriously here. But the other Republicans we saw yesterday, they contemned it, but gently. The simple thing to do is say, this is disgusting, un-American, and disqualifying for anyone who wants to be president.
Well, they know it's disqualifying because the most recent midterm showed people rejected candidates who followed this path and style of rhetoric.
But it's not even because it's bad politics. It's because it's the opposite of anything resembling patriotic principle. Use a great phrase, by the way, which I love, conspiracy patois. I mean, you could say this is a dog whistle, but it's not a dog whistle. The Bulwark had a great article over the weekend that said Donald Trump takes the Constitution to Fifth Avenue and shoots it.
And nothing,
but
what did he say about what would happen if he did that on Fifth Avenue?
Right. No one would care. His supporters wouldn't care. And if you consider yourself a super patriot, and you cannot support this, and that's the thing, is a lot of folks will find a way to rationalize it or tiptoe around it, as we saw a lot of congressmen do. This isn't that.
So what does this say about where we are? Maybe because last week, remember, we were here, and slightly the week before saying, well,
No, we're here every week. You should say that.
Okay, but
the same thing
right on.
every
Gosh,
week.
Audie, you make my Monday mornings.
Constitutional, and then we
stand
all
corrected.
go, who will speak up? And then there's silence. So, yeah, we do it every
The reason
week.
I was saying that is because we were talking about the dinner with Nick Fuentes, right? And then
Yeah.
people saying, well, I don't know, what?
Gosh, it was only a week. That was only a week. That was only a week ago.
Right.
That and then this.
And now this. That's my
2024 is
point.
going great.
But remember, you're talking about people, and as you're talking about the Washington media, as you're talking about Washington, the establishment. Right now, Trump is completely doubling and tripling down on the most hardcore of his supporters, many of which showed up on January 6th and overran the Capitol. So he is speaking directly to them about his intent next time around, and he is trying to maintain the same pitch the whole way, even as the candidates who have followed him down this path have been rejected by the voters over the issues of the economy, crime, everything. People have already spoken on this, and they are done.
Yeah, but let's be really clear then about why this matters and what the appropriate response is. If you're an elected Republican and you're tiptoeing around this because you're afraid you might lose a committee, a committee chairmanship if the Trumpists condemn you, you actually, if you are a constitutional conservative, if you are someone who wants to be a consistent patriot, putting, principle ahead of partisanship, then the Donald Trump candidacy just got disqualified, and you got to have the courage and the cojones to say so.
Yeah, but
if you don't,
things up to this point that could be disqualifying, it's littered with disqualifying comments.
So then you're endorsing this, and that's the point we need to say. If you're not condemning this, you're de facto endorsing it, and that itself is disqualifying.